Reverend King, I want to thank you for being here today as we pay tribute to your late father. And I am pleased to present you with the 4th statuette of his image.
What an irony, since I am the 4th child. Well, as a preacher like my father, I have to say this. This is the day that the Lord has made. We ought to rejoice and be glad in it. To the Honorable Nathan Deal, First Lady Sandra Deal, to the Honorable Casey Cagle, to the Honorable David Ralston, to the Honorable Kasim Reed, to the Honorable Calvin Smyrie, to Senator Emmanuel Jones and the Martin Luther King Jr. Advisory Council, to all elected officials, to members of my family, the King family, and to all of you. When my father delivered prophetically his I Have a Dream speech 54 years ago today, he said, I have a dream that the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will one day sit down at the table of brotherhood. Well, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners sat down in this state capitol and made a decision to erect the Martin Luther King Jr. Monument. And today, we as the sons and daughters of former slaves and former slave owners are here to witness the unveiling of that statue. It is a glorious and grand day in the state of Georgia and in the United States of America and all over the world. 49 years ago, when my father was assassinated, he was one of the most hated men in America.
All right.
Today, he is one of the most loved men in the world. And as we gather here today, I can't help but think about the person that I believe was responsible, along with the support of her family and friends, with ensuring that this nation would remember and institutionalize the legacy of this great man. So I stand here today in honor as well of my mother, Mrs. Coretta Scott King.
Amen.
The First Lady.
When my dad made that challenging and inspiring speech, he provided a sense of hope for a nation that was in turmoil.
All right.
And today, on the same day, although he is not physically present with us, he is present in spirit and through the symbol of this statue. And this statue being unveiled today, I believe also provides a sense of hope to a nation that is in turmoil once again.
You're right.
All right.
As many people around this nation are removing and taking down Confederate monuments,
Tell the truth.
it is apropos that today in the state of Georgia,
Yeah.
which was once a Confederate state, that we are erecting a statue and we are unveiling, more importantly, a statue to a man who represents liberty, justice, freedom, righteousness, and equality. And in so doing, it is my hope and my prayer that on this day, all across this nation, that conversations will begin on the appropriate ways to represent this nation in our public spaces. And so I want to thank Calvin Smyrie and all of his team for their diligence and persistence in ensuring that this would happen. This day is no accident. It had to happen on this day, at this time, with everything that's happening in this nation, because once again, Martin Luther King Jr. standing erected is providing a sense of direction as we deal with the current controversial climate.
That's true.
And so I want to thank, obviously, the Capital Arts Standards Commission, all of the wonderful sponsors. I want to thank, as Calvin has already mentioned, Eric Tidwell for working on the behalf of me and my two brothers. And I greet you on behalf of my brother Martin III, who is in DC as we speak at this moment, with the 1,000 Ministers March, and that's why he couldn't be here, and Dexter Scott King. I greet you on behalf of the entire King family.